Inflation, the money killer that does not need to touch your bank account. You can leave your cash completely alone, never spend it, never lose it, and it still gets smaller every single year because prices keep climbing and the money in your pocket quietly buys a little less each time. Since 2020, the dollar has lost about a fifth of its buying power. What cost you $100 back then costs around $125 today. Nothing moved on your screen. The number in your account stayed exactly the same. The power behind that number is what walked out the door. It does not ask for permission. It does not send a warning. It just quietly resets what your money is worth while you are busy living. This is the leak you cannot switch off. There is no button to cancel it. But most of your other leaks, you signed up for yourself, starting with the ones you forgot about. Forgotten subscriptions. Right now, you are probably paying for something you forgot you signed up for. A free trial you meant to cancel, an app you opened once, a service you stopped using months ago. None of it feels like spending because you never decide to spend it. The money just leaves on its own in the background while you get on with your life. One charge here, another there, spread across different cards on different days, so they never line up into a single number you actually notice. When researchers ask people how much they spend on subscriptions each month, the average guess in some studies was about $86. The real number was $219, and more than 4 in 10 people were paying for at least one subscription they had completely forgotten existed. Small and automatic is not a small problem. It is exactly why it works. And your subscriptions are not the only thing set to automatic. Bank fees. Your bank has a quiet, polite list of ways to charge you for almost nothing at all. An overdraft, a transfer, a balance that slipped below some number you never agreed to memorize. The average overdraft fee often sits around $30 to $35, and banks collect billions of them every year, a few dollars at a time, from people who never noticed the line on the statement. But there is a sneakier version of this. Call it the loyalty penalty. You stay with the same insurer, the same provider, the same plan, year after year, and the price quietly drifts up precisely because you never leave. Nobody calls to tell you the new price. There is no letter, no warning. The number just creeps a little each year, betting that you are too busy to check. Staying still feels safe. It just has a price tag you never see. Bad credit. Most people think a credit score is just a number on a report somewhere. It is not. It is a price tag stapled to every single dollar you will ever borrow. 2 people can buy the same house on the same street for the same price. The one with the weaker score simply pays more every month for 30 years. On a typical $300,000 home loan, a weaker score can cost tens of thousands of dollars in extra interest over the life of the loan. Same house, same walls, same front door. Tens of thousands of dollars gone because of a number you never watched being set. A low score is not a grade, it is a surcharge on your entire life. Debt interest. This is the leak that grows on its own. When you carry a balance on a credit card, the average rate right now is around 21% a year. And if you only ever pay the minimum, the math quietly turns brutal. A $5,000 balance paid at the minimum can end up costing you more than $11,000 by the time it is finally gone. You bought $5,000 of things. You paid for more than $11,000. It never sleeps. It does not take weekends off. Every day you carry that balance, it quietly adds a little more for you to carry tomorrow. The minimum payment feels like relief. It is not a discount. It is a leash. Car depreciation. Some money does not get spent. It just evaporates while you are looking the other way. The moment you drive a new car off the lot, it starts shedding value. Many new cars lose around 20% in the first year and a huge part of their value within 5. Buy at $30,000, and a few years later it can be worth little more than half of that. You did not crash it. You did not break it. You washed it on weekends and parked it carefully. It simply melted quietly in your driveway. And for most cars, it does not really stop. Every year, it is usually worth a little less than before, whether you drive it or leave it parked. The most expensive part of a new car is the part nobody ever shows you, the part where its value disappears while it just sits there. Cash sitting still. Keeping money safe feels responsible until you notice that safe money is leaking too. Leave $10,000 in a regular checking account paying almost nothing, and it earns you almost nothing. It just waits. Put that same $10,000 in a high-yield account paying around 4%, and it quietly makes you roughly $400 a year for doing nothing different. That is $400 you turned down without ever deciding to. Doing nothing feels safe, but with money, doing nothing is still a decision, and it is rarely the one that pays you. And on top of that, idle cash is quietly falling behind inflation. The very first leak we talked about. It does not just sit there safely, it slowly shrinks in the dark. The next leak works the same way, except this one you hand over without realizing you had a choice. Taxes. Some money leaks are not hidden because they are illegal. They are hidden because nobody explained the rules. In many countries, there are accounts designed to reduce the tax drag on investing. Skip them, and you can end up paying tax on growth you might not have had to, year after year. On a long enough timeline, that extra slice taken each year behaves a lot like a fee. And you are about to see what a tiny yearly fee can really do. The taxes you owe are unavoidable. The ones you pay just because nobody showed you the alternative are a leak with a friendlier name. Investment fees. This is the smallest number on this entire list, and quietly, it is the most expensive. Fees do their damage in a sneaky way. Every dollar taken in fees is also a dollar that can no longer compound for you. So a small percentage today can quietly remove a large pile of growth decades from now. In a simple long-term fee example, assuming the same investment and the same return, a 1% annual fee gap on $100,000 over 20 years can cost around $30,000. It sounds like a rounding error. A fee is the one bill that never arrives in the mail. It is taken silently before the money ever reaches you, which is exactly why you never feel it. Convenient spending. The last few leaks were ones you never saw. This one you see every single time, and you pay it anyway. It is the price you pay because life is busy, and someone made the easier option one tap away. Food delivery instead of cooking, a ride instead of walking, express shipping instead of waiting, a coffee you buy because you left the house 5 minutes late. None of these feel irresponsible. That is exactly why they are dangerous. Convenient spending does not look like luxury. It looks like solving a small problem quickly. But every time you pay to remove a tiny inconvenience, you quietly teach your life to become more expensive. The food was $14. Then came the delivery fee, then the service fee, then the tip, and suddenly the meal cost twice what it would have if you had just picked it up yourself. Convenience is not bad. Sometimes it is worth paying for. But when convenience becomes your default setting, your money starts disappearing through the easiest door in your life. And the moment you start earning more, that door only swings open wider. Lifestyle creep. This is the leak that grows the moment your income does. You get a raise, you feel richer for about a month. Then the slightly bigger apartment, the slightly nicer car, the upgraded everything quietly swallows all of it. The strange part is you barely remember the upgrade. The car, the apartment, the new subscriptions all became normal within weeks. The lifestyle stayed. The raise vanished. Say your raise is $500 a month. Spend it, and in a year, it is just gone. Invest that same $500 a month at 7%, and in 30 years, it is worth around $600,000. Same raise, two completely different lives. The danger was never that you earn too little. The danger is that every time you earn more, the leak quietly grows right along with you. And that brings us to the last one, the leak that ties every other leak together. Opportunity cost. Here is the part almost nobody tells you. Every dollar you lose is never just a dollar. It is everything the dollar could have become. Add up all the small leaks on this list, and the average person is quietly bleeding a couple $100s a month without ever noticing. So take just $200 a month. Invest it at 7%. In 30 years, it is worth around $244,000. That is the real bill, not the $200 a month. The $244,000 it was quietly supposed to grow into. That is the part that stings. The money you lost was never the whole loss. It was the seed. What really disappeared was everything it would have grown into. You were never broke because of one big dramatic mistake. You were broke because of 100 tiny leaks you never agreed to. A leak you can see is a leak you can close. And once you close enough of them, money finally starts staying in your life. Quick question before you go. Which leak do you think costs people the most? Tell me in the comments. And if you want to see the opposite of money leaking away, watch this next. It explains compound interest and the quiet mistake that keeps most people broke.